Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about being an emotional caregiver. Sometimes we want to fix not only the relationship, but the person. We feel that, this is all solvable, that there's somehow that we can work through this. So be very cautious in that. I was a caregiver for my father. He had his leg amputated. And they had a house out in the country, like 20 acres. Every house was really separated. My cell phone didn't work out there. And I just really didn't talk to people, didn't see people. My dad, had MRSA, the leg amputated. It just didn't heal for over a year, couldn't walk, diabetes, 2 forms of leukemia, on and on. And I love my dad. It was definitely worth the sacrifice. It was, what was it, 3 years or so that I was out there, quit my job to take care of him. And my mom also went through breast cancer at that time. So it can be draining. It can be lonely. Um, you know, uh, there are sacrifices that we make in life, and there are people that kind of repay us in a sense. Like I'm a burn victim. My parents were always there for me. Several broken bones. Like a ridiculous amount of broken bones, even fell off my crutches, broke my arm, couldn't use crutches. Like I kept breaking things. And like broke my tailbone 3 times, on and on. So my parents were there for me. Stitches 7 different times, couple different surgeries. And I paid it back to them. They were really good to me. But in a relationship, especially in the beginning of a relationship with a love mate, think about what they're giving you. How long is this duration? With my parents, luckily they're doing better. Sometimes, parents pass away to where, you can sacrifice for a while. But sometimes you start to feel that you're losing yourself, and it sounds crazy. Like I did interact with people, but it kind of took away from my ability to communicate effectively. If you notice in some of my videos, I say, way too much. Just like there. Part of it's like the thought process, but take that to heart, is you get like brain fog with the narcissistic abuse, because I went through that. So I was healing through that, taking care of my parents. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't take care of myself. And it affected the way I communicate, how I felt, my energy level, feeling lost and lonely. I'm single, and, I'm even kind of past my prime and missing out on dating opportunities, or moving forward, or trying to heal from past relationships. But I felt that it was worth it for what I received. Like I couldn't have my parents going into the nursing home at this stage. So with your partner, you've tried, and you got to figure out what is best for yourself, and also best for your partner. You just taking care of them, is it leading to healing? Like that's why I was there for my parents, hoping it would lead to healing. If it got worse, I would have had to take them to the nursing home. There's only so much that I can do. There's only so much that you can do in a relationship, that you put your all into it, and eventually it gets so toxic that you have to put it somewhere else, outside of your realm. Just like with my father, if it got too bad, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. So I'm doing him a disservice, doing myself a disservice. Sometimes, you feel like I can fix this, I can fix this. So whether, I've been to nursing school, things like that, I can heal my dad or help my dad. But there's times we have to take a step back and say, for one thing, even if we are psychologists, psychiatrists, or we study all we can, the narcissist has brain damage. The narcissist has brain damage, and they're causing brain damage to you. And, we got to think, like, what are we doing? Why are we sticking it out? Why do we keep hoping it's going to change? I got some positive things, just like my dad being so thankful, and you know, me feeling like a sense of like, this makes sense. This makes sense. They were so good to me. You know, they invested in me. And did the narcissist invest in you? They love bombed you. And then it just stopped. My parents' love never stopped for me. Never. And take that to heart. As a narcissist that you're trying to either fix or heal or support, did they invest in you? You know, how long are you going to keep going through this? Because it drains you. It's not just that you're maintaining. Like, that might even be a different situation where you're like, this kind of sucks, but it's all right. You know, every Friday we spend time together. We get busy with work and the kids are a distraction, but I want more. But if it's depleted over and over and over, and there's nothing to count on, there's no Friday nights anymore, there's no Christmases together anymore, or whatever it is, whatever holidays or birthdays or whatever you find important in your life, it's going to lessen and lessen and lessen. So activities are going to be fewer and far between. Family trips are going to be fewer and far between. There's always going to be excuses. And the narcissist likes to set it up to where they have a way out. You know, pay attention to what they say, and you can kind of predict, are they going to be there for your birthday or holiday, or, you know, visiting your parents? Are they going to try to say they're too busy at work, or they're starting to get the sniffles, so that, of course, now they're sick on Friday when we're supposed to leave. And then Saturday, all of a sudden they're better, going out with the friends. And then you're going to look back like, I just missed out. Or you're like, okay, you know, you don't feel good, I get it. Then you're like, oh, Saturday they feel good, maybe, you know, we can spend the day together, they feel good. And then they go bail with their friend, or, you know, maybe they're cheating, whatever they're doing whatever suits their needs. And just be really cautious on how you proceed. That's why no contact is healthy, so they don't suck you back in. There's the hoover. Sometimes you feel like you're never going to hear from them again, but they do that to get you all agitated because they know they're overconfident. They know they have a trauma bond over you. My second narc was like, you know, when I'm like, all right, I guess this is goodbye. And he's like, you can't get rid of me. Like, you're not going to leave. We're not even together. We're not even together. And they still see it as, you can't leave. But I'm like, no, I'm telling, and as soon as you finally do that, then they like snap like to reality. Or they expect a hoover, reverse hoover. And if they're not getting it and they're getting antsy because their supply is low, that's when they'll hoover you. Or they just feel they don't have a chance, like they blew it way too much, or you're too strong of a person now, you won't put up with their BS. That's when you don't get those hoovers. But staying in these relationships with them is draining. And is it just, do they deserve that? You know, we have this kind heart. I bet most of you, you know, like to treat people as equal in a sense. Somebody's stronger, somebody's weaker, somebody is prettier, somebody's uglier, but people are all deserving of a good life. You know, there are consequences for bad actions, but I think we all have this like good heart, a good belief in people. We got to be cautious on that. You know, we're really trusting. We've had our trust broken so many times, and the narcissist reassures us to trust them. And being ingrained in our souls to trust people, we give them chance after chance. But the narcissist doesn't take it like, oh, thank goodness I have a second chance. They take it as, I got away with it. And the more they get away with it, the more we forgive them, the more the cycle continues, because they're like, all I got to do is say, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes we need to make people work for that apology. And that's hard to do because, you know, when we say we're sorry, like we really mean it. It's the mindset, it's the intent, you know. If you know, accidentally slammed into your car, we lived in the same, I don't know, apartment complex, you'd be like, sucks, but I guess, and we'll figure it out through insurance. But if I'm like purposely doing that, like, are you going to want to forgive me as much? Like, you could have avoided that. Now I'm, got to find a rental car. I got to get it fixed. Um, it causes disruption in lives. So the narcissist is disrupting your life on purpose for their needs. And that's to me where it makes a difference. Like, I'm very forgiving, like with my daughter, she would do some things, but I do this with my niece and grandkids. I'm like, did you do it on purpose? And they're like, no, because they've broken things of mine. And I'm like, well, was it on purpose? And they're like, no, I'm really sorry. And you can see that they're really sorry. And I'm like, well, then I'm not mad. Like, I don't punish them for things that are accidents. But, the narcissist does things on purpose. Like, if my grandkids were purposely breaking things, then there should be a punishment to it, to get them to stop. But we don't really punish our narcissists. They get us to spin it around to where we are apologizing to them. That's like me saying to my grandkids, oh, I'm sorry you broke that. I'll do better. Does that make sense to you? And for me to make it up to them, like, I'll, I don't know, just taking them on a shopping trip now because I feel so guilty that they broke something and they get rewarded for it. So are they going to stop breaking things? They might be like, cool, I want a Barbie doll. I'll just throw something. Like, grandma's kind of weird. Like, this works. So the narcissist isn't that childlike mentality, but we got to remember we should not reverse it. Like, think about that. If I did that every time my grandkids broke something, they're going to realize, like, that's a tool. And the narcissist switches it around. So we are apologizing. We are overcompensating them for something they did. We reward them. We reward their bad actions. And it's hard to take a step back because of the mind games that they play, to where it gets all twisted and they know which buttons to push. My grandkids are really young, but if they could have like brought up stuff that made me feel guilty, and it's like, you weren't even alive when I did that, but then they start making me feel crummy, and I want to soothe my inner self. So I'm helping them destroy me, and then I'm destroyed. So I am trying to get back to being me. So I overcompensate them. And it's this twist that goes on. So I just thought it was a really interesting thing that, when I was taking care of my dad, it was for a reason. It was a sacrifice. And I keep saying this, like, there are people I will die for, but I will not shoot myself right now, run out in front of a car, jump off a bridge to say, have the cops say she died for you. Do you see how much she loved you? She's dead. What purpose is that? And they're like, that was dumb. And they go about their life. They don't even appreciate it. So you're killing your soul for somebody who's going to be like, okay, well, I didn't ask her to. And that's their attitude that you will get. I have heard that. I didn't ask you to. I didn't ask you to. And it's mind-boggling how these relationships go south, what they go south over. But at least my dad and my parents both were very, very thankful and didn't cut me down, were a lot less parental. Like, they never were like, hurry up, let's get the dishes done. Like, if I didn't get them done until morning because I was tired, they were so easygoing and made it as peaceful as they could, as undemanding and as thankful. Like, it was very pleasurable being in a bad situation. But is it pleasurable and appreciated this relationship you're in. So these sacrifices you're making, make sure they're worth it. You know, sometimes we think like, this is my husband or this is my wife, just like I'm like, that's my dad. That's my dad. But it's not a toxic situation. It's a sad, stressful situation. It's not toxic. And it was a difficult situation. There's a difference between toxic and difficult. Evaluate what you have. And if it's toxic, it's not going to get better with a narcissist. So please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and big hugs. I know it's hard. And one-on-ones are available. See you soon.